All right, so are you ready to jump into another deep dive?
Always ready. Hit me with it.
Okay, so today we're looking at Yodha. You've probably heard of it, right? Big Bollywood action movie, came out on Amazon Prime back in May, I think it was.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailers. Lots of buzz around that one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's got like a superstar-studded cast.
Yeah.
Sidharth Malhotra, Raashii Khanna, Disha Patani.
Oh, yeah, and wasn't Ronit Roy in it too?
Yep, him too. And Sunny Hinduja. So like tons of big names, right?
For sure.
And the whole thing is, kind of loosely based on some real-life hijackings. I think they were pulling inspiration from stuff like, the Indian Airlines Flight 814 incident back in '99. Remember that one?
Yeah, super intense.
Seriously. So you've got this like historical thriller element going on.
Right, so on paper it sounds like it has all the ingredients for a massive hit.
Exactly. But then we got this review from MovieKaTicket, and, it seems like it didn't quite live up to the hype.
Interesting. What did they say?
Yeah, so that's what we're going to try to unpack today. Like, what happened? Why didn't Yodha totally take off?
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's dive in.
So, first things first, the plot. Malhotra's character he plays. Arun Katyal, this army soldier, finds himself smack dab in the middle of a hijacking. High stakes, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. High stakes. And like you said, those echoes of real-life hijackings, that adds another layer to it.
Totally. But the MovieKaTicket review, they said the plot felt kind of predictable.
Predictable, huh?
Yeah. And it made me wonder if that's like a common trap for action movies in general. Do they sometimes rely too much on those, classic tropes we've seen a million times before?
It definitely happens. I mean, sometimes you just crave those familiar beats, right? But yeah, if a film leans too heavily on those tropes and doesn't bring anything fresh to the table, it can definitely fall flat.
Right. Like you need that element of surprise.
Exactly. You want to be kept guessing on the edge of your seat.
So thinking about Yodha, do you think there are any specific action movie tropes that it might have overused?
Well, based on the trailers and, just the general vibe I got from the buzz around the film, I wonder if they maybe went a little overboard with the lone wolf hero thing.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean.
It's a classic for a reason. The one where the hero almost single-handedly takes down an entire group of bad guys, like a whole squad of highly trained terrorists against impossible odds. And sometimes it works brilliantly, but if it's not done really well, it can feel, kind of far-fetched, even for an action movie.
Right, and that takes you out of it.
Exactly. You start thinking, wait, how is that even possible? And then the magic is kind of broken,
Yeah, totally. So moving on from the plot itself, the MovieKaTicket review also talked about the acting. They said Malhotra was great physically, like he totally nailed the action hero part, but they felt like his character, and even the characters played by Khanna and Patani, weren't super well developed.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's hard to know for sure without being behind the scenes, but I wonder if maybe the script itself focused a bit too much on the action sequences and not enough on, the characters' inner lives.
You think?
Well, sometimes when you're trying to pack in all those big explosive moments, the quieter, more character-driven scenes can end up on the cutting room floor.
That makes sense.
And then even if you have amazing actors, it can be tricky for them to really bring those characters to life if they don't have much to work with,
Yeah, totally. It's like they're missing that depth.
Exactly. And that emotional connection can make or break a film, even an action-packed one.
So I guess it's all about finding that balance.
Right.
Enough action to keep things exciting, but also enough character development to make us actually care about what's happening to these people.
100%. It's a delicate balance. And when a film nails it, magic. Pure magic.
All right, so we've covered the plot, the action, the acting. What about the music? Now, this is where I was really surprised. The review mentioned the soundtrack, and they weren't super impressed.
Really?
Yeah, and it had some big names attached to it, too, like Tanish Bachi, B. Proc. I mean, come on, those guys are huge.
Right. They know how to make a hit.
Exactly. So I was kind of thrown by that and made me wonder, how much does music actually impact how we experience a movie?
Oh, man. Music is huge. I mean, think about it. Some of the most iconic movie moments, they're totally inseparable from the music, right?
Totally.
Like, think about the shower scene in Psycho or the chariot race in Ben-Hur. The music makes those scenes. It creates the mood, the tension, the emotion.
Yeah, it amps up the drama.
Exactly. A killer soundtrack can make a good movie great. And sometimes it can even save a not-so-great movie. You're watching, you're like, this is okay, and then the music kicks in and suddenly you're hooked.
I know exactly what you mean. And if you can hum the tunes weeks later, you know the composer did their job right.
Absolutely. So maybe with Yodha, the music just didn't quite hit the mark, or maybe it just didn't, I don't know, blend seamlessly with the story in a way that really resonated with audiences.
Maybe. It's like the missing piece of the puzzle sometimes.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, hey, if anyone out there is curious to check out Yodha for themselves and, form their own opinions, it's streaming on Amazon Prime Video right now.
Yeah, go see for yourself. And while you're watching, I want you to think about this. If you were in the director's chair, what's the one thing you would change to make Yodha a truly unforgettable action movie experience?
Ooh, good question. Would you rewrite the script, make it more, I don't know, multi-layered? Or would you go even further and, change the whole genre? I mean, imagine Yodha as a sci-fi thriller or something.
Oh, no, that's an interesting thought. Yodha in space, now that's something I'd watch.
Right.
Yeah.
So many possibilities. All right, well, we'll leave you with that to ponder. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
Until next time.
See ya.